This is Smooch, our baby Bosc Monitor. Still a little bit wriggly. Not vicious, she's not going to try and bite anyone, but she's on the hunt for food. Their appetite's never ending, but unfortunately if you overfeed them they get a little bit fat, and an obese Bosc Monitor doesn't live very long. So we have to limit how much food she has, how much food she's allowed, and she gets fed 3 or 4 times a week, but she does have a few locusts every day or so. Bosc Monitors come from Africa, and they're scavengers, and they'll come across corpses of animals and they'll dig away to get the mushy bits in the middle.
CritterboxTV quiz. What was the name? Critterish Allsorts first Bosc Monitor. Was it A. King Henry I of Bosc? Was it B. Ethel Gertrude Stinkweasel? Or was it C. Mooch? Answers at the end of this show.
They enjoy locusts. They tend to eat rodents as well if they can get hold of them. Other lizards they'll eat. Snakes. The majority of what they have is insects. The locusts, crickets, cockroaches, anything like that they can get hold of they'll eat. So we try and kind of replicate that as much as we can. And once a week she'll have a little bit of offal. Once a week we just give her a little smattering of calcium powder on her food, just to keep her bones nice and healthy too. What's her personality like? She's a bit of a character. She likes she'll come out of a viv when you open the viv. She'll actually run out of a viv when you open the viv, and she goes straight for the locusts and the cricket bags. She'll get into all sorts of mischief. She'll get under the cupboards. She'll come out sometimes with fluff and cat hair and all sorts on her face. You don't know where she's been. She knows what's in those bags and she knows it's food. And she'll actually grab them with her mouth and pull them out. And ever since Mooch died, our previous Bosc Monitor, it was a rescue. He died in January and then we got her late February. And she's pretty awesome, to be honest. She was tiny when we had her, she was only a baby. She has grown, she's probably doubled in size since we had her. But they do grow quickly, which is why she's shedding. They grow very quickly. End up about anywhere between 4 foot and 5 foot. And they can be vicious, but so long as you work with them, then they pay you back with kindness and the same sort of love you give them. When we have her out in the garden, she's funny. When she's in the house, she's a lot slower than when she's in the garden. Put her in the garden and she's making a break for it all the time. She will climb, they do like climbing, so she will climb up the back and come across behind the bib sometimes.
We interrupt this episode of CritterboxTV to bring you a new feature, Critterish Comments. You've been leaving us your feedback, comments and questions on the episodes that you've already seen. We thought we'd introduce this feature so that we could answer some of those questions and comments directly. So first up we have Emma Phillips, who would like to see a bit more of the leaf insects. There you go, Emma, that's just for you. They will grow a little bit bigger. You also asked Emma, are they easy to keep? They are relatively simple to keep, yes. A fresh sprig of bramble every day and a spray with some cold fresh water and they're more than happy. And they will live to about 2 years. Next up we have Tarly Roberts. Tarly wanted to know whether we would be doing a feature on our 3 chinchillas, Milo, Lulu and Sebastian. And the answer to that, Tarly, is yes. At some point in the future we will do a feature on chinchillas, and we will also add the Dagoos on more than likely. Finally, we were contacted by the Felony through YouTube, and the Felony wanted to know, is Stoosh descented? Stoosh, as you all probably are aware, is the beautiful skunk who appeared in episode 2. She is not descented. It was made illegal in the UK a few years ago, It's classed as a cosmetic operation because you are taking away scent glands that don't need to be taken away. You're taking away the animal's only form of defence and therefore rendering it rather vulnerable. So Stoosh is fully loaded and ready to pop whenever she wants. She has already let go once at Beans and she squirted him in the face, and he wasn't very pleased about it. It's not a nice smell. It smells of burning rubber, probably also electrical fire, a bit of garlic and a bit of onion. And when you're directly in the area where the spray has happened, your eyes water, it hits the back of your throat, and it's rather unpleasant. But we'll talk more about that in future episodes, I'm sure. So thanks for your questions and comments. Keep them coming. If you do want to leave comments and suggestions and questions, then please put them below the video or leave comments and feedback on our Facebook page, and we will endeavour to answer some of them. You may even see them featured in future episodes. So thanks for your comments, keep them coming, and back to CritterboxTV.
Mooch gave me my love for Boscs, and I don't think I could be without one now. Oh dear, Mooch. Mooch was rescued from a house where he was being kept in a dark cupboard. He had no water, he had no light, and he was being fed dog food, we think. He was quite vicious when we had him, obviously. He's never been treated right. But we worked with him regularly, 20-30 minutes, 2 or 3 times a day. And he became my buddy, he became like a second hand, you know what I mean. And he went to all parties. Everybody loved Mooch. He was soft as anything. He climbed up on my shoulder and he just nuzzled into my neck, go to sleep. And we had quite a tight bond, me and Mooch. And then sadly in January he passed away. He died from fatty liver. Because of all the protein in the dog food, he got something called visceral gout, and that caused him to become anorexic. Figure that one. And he stopped eating. And when he stopped eating, he started using all of his body fat reserves, and the body can't process, the liver can't process all those fats. They built up around the liver and ultimately killed him. It's quite sad. We had him for almost a year, but unfortunately at that time we couldn't reverse the damage that had already been done. Anyway, I start weeping.
CritterboxTV quiz. We asked you what was the name of Critterish Allsorts' first Bosc Monitor, and the answer is C. Mooch. Goodbye. Thanks for watching, everybody.